Hi everybody. In this video we're going to be making some jalapeno and chile de arbol salsa. I like using a combination of jalapeno and the chiles de arbol just for the flavor and the extra punch of heat that the combination of the peppers will provide. First thing I like to do is to add a little bit of roasted flavor to the chilies, the onions, and the garlic. So I'm going to put a little bit of vegetable oil into a pan and heat it up. Put my chilies in, put my onions in. I want to get some color on those, a little, not really a char, but I just want to heat those up, get the flavors and the oils and the aroma of all of these items going before we blend everything together. Now for this recipe I decided to remove the seeds and the veins from the jalapeno. The main reason is when we're adding the chiles de arbol, there's going to be plenty of heat in this recipe, plenty of spice, so I thought it would be a good idea to remove the seeds and veins so that the heat is not overpowering in this recipe. So once we've got the onions, chilies, and garlic to where we want them, we'll get these into a blender. You can use a food processor as well. We're going to add the tomatoes straight to the blender. I like keeping these fresh. Some people will say you can boil these, get them cooked, soften them up before putting them in the blender, but you really don't need to. And then we're going to add cilantro and just about 1/4 cup of water. We don't want to use too much water. And I will say when it comes to cilantro, that is an ingredient that really I would recommend using a little bit rather than a lot, unless you're someone that really loves cilantro. Now I personally like cilantro quite a bit, so I add a little bit more than I really recommend for most people. I would use maybe half a bunch or 1/4 of a bunch of cilantro if this is your first time doing this recipe, and then adjusting it to taste. Now because of the amount of liquid in the tomatoes and the fact that we did add a little bit of water to get these ingredients blended together, I do like putting this back into the pan and simmering it so that we can thicken it a little bit to where we want it. We're going to go ahead and add our salt, add our cumin, and our lemon or our lime juice to it. And once we've got it to the desired thickness that you want, we're going to go ahead and put it in a container. I personally recommend putting it into a glass jar once it's done, and that just makes it easy to store and will help keep it fresh for as long as possible. I don't recommend making huge batches of this salsa unless you're going to be canning it, because it's really only good for maybe 3-4 days in the refrigerator before some of the freshness and flavor starts to subside. If you like salsa, I really hope you give this recipe a try. If you like this video, please press like, subscribe to our channel. Remember to check out our newly redone website, smokeandgrill.com, and we will see you next time.